Flight out of Greece was delayed after a giant vulture on the aircraft refused to budge. We can only speculate who was on board. A new study says that having friends is a crucial pillar of good health. In a related story, guess who's just been given last rites? The Wall Street Journal has recommended clown school for those experiencing burnout. But what if you're a clown experiencing burnout? Well, you might be Brian Kilmeade. Sylvester Stallone's Tulsa King has been renewed for a 4th season. In this next season, Sly will try something he's never done before: vowels. A young female pilot made a dramatic emergency landing in the ocean in front of Florida beachgoers. Though, to be fair, she had been driving a car off a bridge. And finally, Governor Ron DeSantis has tightened restrictions on use of Florida's welfare. And now recipients can no longer use their benefits to pay for tobacco, tattoos, or pornography. Well, there goes Dana's girls' trip to Miami. All right. That's why they're called leftovers. So Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro is pushing to remove the words mother and pregnant women from his state's health code, replacing them with pregnant or postpartum individual. Now, it seems absurd that we're still dealing with this idiocy, but it's a reminder that transmania wasn't just an attack on biology, or that it was compelled speech, which is every bit a violation of the First Amendment as denied speech. This crazy woke era was also an attack on something even more elemental: language. Pregnant person is sold as functional, precise vocabulary. Assigned female at birth is portrayed as a medical, non-judgmental observation. Chest feeding respectfully addresses the rare case of a trans man who lactates. And it's all nuts. But, cheap. You're easy. But this is what postmodern academic language does. You create words that demand compliance, not coherence. And so words stop being things that describe the world. They instead become commands that you must obey. Language stopped pointing at reality and started rearranging it. And it was all to elevate status and indulge identity. Words were now used to sort allies from enemies based on what speech you accept and follow. But it goes against the reality we all share as humans. Fact is, we called woman a woman to save time. The same reason we call a cat or a wino a wino. But hundreds of thousands of years ago, before language evolved, it took you a while to describe a woman. You might say, "Hey, Jerry, I saw a thing with 2 things up here and missing a thing down there. What should I call it?" Jerry would say, "I call it the thing that can't count rocks." But then language progressed. It's all part of Zipf's law of abbreviation. Frequently used words must be shorter. Imagine if words like the, of, or and were 12 syllables long. Conversation would go nowhere. Sentences would be exhausting, like watching a spider climb up Tyrus's back. Or listening to a constipated Rosie trying to birth a 14-inch sewer pickle after eating an entire wheel of Vermont cheddar. Thank you, Nick DiPaolo. But also, direct language saves lives. Imagine the sentence, "Look out, a bus." We need that sentence to arrive before the bus splatters you all over the pavement. It's the same reason the fire exit says exit and not temporary pedestrian egress in case of combustion. By the time you read that monstrosity in a smoke-filled building, you'd be burning like Hunter Biden when he pees. It's why when a man is wheeled into an ER, you got to know quickly that it's a man and not a neurodivergent trans female with a prostate. But reverse the evolution of language and you end up with a vocabulary that needs a restraining order. It's why activists spend 90% of their meetings arguing over terms and the other 10% picking lice out of each other's hair. Which is why when you mess with language, you mess with civilization, the connection and the communication humans understand and need in order to be fast, clear, and learnable by kids. Fact is, life-saving stuff must be short and sweet, which is why yours truly is indispensable. All that. Rob, it's been a long while since you've been on the show.
What did I do? What did I say? what language did I use that you said not him?
No, you're in a program, a school.
Could it be weirder? Could you make it sound weirder?
Yeah.
I'm a student. I'm getting a master's in divinity at a seminary.
Yeah, you're at the seminary right now.
So pretty soon I'm going to be able to judge you so harshly.
Yeah. So you're currently in seminary.
I'm currently in seminary. I'm a seminarian.
All right, that's amazing.
What questions do you have about the things, the hell that you're surely going to go to?
I believe that we are in hell. Isn't that a seminarian view?
That is actually a theologically sound idea.
Yes, it is. And it makes sense because if you are without God, if you are a person without God, you should be in hell, and that can happen on earth.
There's a whole school of thought that says the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of God, is available to us right now. Mm-hmm. We just need to choose it.
Yes.
And to behave that way. Mm-hmm. Sorry. And that, that's what the goal is.
You know what? You don't need seminary school. I just did it.
Yeah.
I just did like 3 years of it. God, heaven is here, but so is hell. And you can choose it. All done.
Again, you're going to have to do some work. But you got time.
All right. So to the topic, you've been around for a long time, a lot of writing. This is what I'm talking about is nothing new. It's just that trans is just another kind of barnacle on the whole kind of remaking of language.
Yeah, and also it's not working. I mean, people are laughing at it. I mean, in fact, when I read this morning, I thought, is that still happening? I mean, is it still happening? And what's surprising to me is that somebody like the governor of Pennsylvania, who's kind of a bright star for the Democrats, right? He's actually up there along with some other folks. He just didn't take the easy layup here and just be normal for 10 seconds.
Yes.
That is all of American politics in a nutshell. Being more normal, even for 10 more seconds than the other person.
Yes.
That's it. That's all you got to do. And then you're in.
Yeah. It's not that hard.
No.
Unless you're scared. Unless you have a little bit of fear that this is going to come back and get at you. But who are you scared of? You're on the internet too much. Griff. Rob says he's surprised it's still here, but it's still an HR. It's still something that comes, that we run into every now and then. You get a little notice from work and you're going, are we still using this language?
Well, first of all, it's great to be here for the first time. I'm Griff Jenkins. He, him. Those are the pronouns. No, I mean, like, to his point, we heard woke one was crazy, but like, what are we in now? Because that's the same crap from woke one. But I'll tell you, literally on a near weekly basis, when I'm anchoring Fox and Friends or doing reporting during the week, there'll be a story about a transgender person. And I can't win either way on social media from trolls, because if it was a he that became a she or vice versa, and in the story you're reporting on, you say the wrong pronoun, the haters are out there and they go crazy.
Yeah,
so it's like we're never going to get away from this.
But do you have to adhere by like what somebody identifies as a pronoun? They don't have to compel you to do anything.
No, I just try and go with their name, whatever it is, and then when I forget their name, I just refer to as them.
Yeah, or that person.
Thank God names aren't weird anymore.
Yes. That's true. They always pick weird names.
Everybody's got a weird name.
Everybody's got weird names. Not like Rob.
Not like Rob. Solid. Solid.
Solid name like Rob.
Riff's a little weird, I got to be honest.
Yeah,
actually, I did get misgendered. I was recently interviewing the Democrat socialist that was running in Florida, Elijah Manley. Sure. And we brought him on. It was going to be a combative interview on a Sunday. today. And I'm like, so you want to abolish ICE and you want to get rid of prisons and you want to do that? And he said, well, Grace, let me tell you. And then a couple of sentences later, he calls me Gris. So I got called Grace, Gris. And finally, we're talking about the abolish ICE issue, which I know a lot about the border, covered it. And I'm like, hey, hold on. First of all, my name is Griff, and you don't understand immigration. Let me lay it out for you.
Wow.
Didn't correct it, though.
And his name is Manly?
Yeah.
There you go. So, Kat, do you know what's funny? I keep thinking about this, that, like, maybe there's a deliberate misunderstanding of what language is. Language is to put a label on something to explain what it is. It's not to explain what you decide it is, because then that's not language at all. Right?
Well, I don't think that's
It's the opposite
when
of
people
language.
are communicating with each other, that's what we're doing, which is why this stuff, is it still out there? Is it not? It's not really, and it never was in conversation. You see this, he wants to do it in whatever, for government documents.
Yeah.
Yes, you'll see it there, and you'll see it in infographics on social media. I saw a new one recently, birthing parent, on social media. Never have I ever heard that in the wilds. Has anyone heard that in the wilds? No. And it doesn't matter. So the number of trans people is very small. The number of people that are pushing for this is even smaller than that. And then he was still saying stuff like, well, I love trans people. It's got nothing to do with any of that. It's just not the way people are ever going to talk. It's only in government documents and infographics on Instagram. I've never heard anyone in the wild say birthing parent, birthing person. If you're pregnant, say, oh, well, they're going to get to decide when they grow up, right? Like, nobody's talking to each other like that.
I wish this were the case, but it's like COVID shots. It's like you're being compelled to do something you don't want to, and it does happen when you're dealing with, like, a company that adheres to those things. How you doing, Jamie?
I still can't get over the fact that we might be in hell right now.
It's a good thing.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
If this is hell, it's chillier than I would have expected. It's actually very comfortable. I will never utter the term birthing people. I will continue to call them people that will not sleep with me. If you're a man and you feel like you're about to birth something, you have to take a dump. Let's be clear. But you're right, Greg. It's about cutting to the chase and avoiding confusion. Can you imagine on the Titanic if they were like women and children first and everyone drowned while we were deciphering who was who?
Yeah.
I also noticed that every man that says they don't know like what a woman is, every single man that's ever been on a podcast or on TV saying they don't know what a woman is, they all seem like they haven't been with one yet. Every one of them.
Well, they're terrified too. They're scared. Whatever they're trying to do, it's a lie. Anything else? Good. That's just a generic.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.